well, and the politics will play out moving forward.
Amechi, good morning. Good morning, TV, and good morning, dear listener. Maybe our president-elect will permit us, or maybe probably he must have heard the Bala Blue, a town hall different that he was being tagged as during the campaign, where we see a town hall different from his speech after collecting his certificate of return yesterday. We join those that are congratulating him to congratulate the president-elect. According to him, before the election, he said it's his lifetime ambition and there is joy unlimited when you achieve a lifetime ambition of this sort. There is joy like a river, the Bible will say, when you achieve your lifetime ambition of this nature. And he also said it was his turn, and some persons in the spiritual realm, or in the religious realm, sorry, will agree that it's destiny for him to get it, since he believed and he keyed into it that is his turn. But Amechi, one thing that gladdens our heart, as Steve had said, is that what was anticipated immediately after the result was announced, the protest cutting across wasn't there. And I can tell you for free that a lot of persons stayed back home, working from home that night of the announcement of the result up to the morning, because they were afraid, they didn't know, they're not certain if some persons will take to the street. But good enough, the president, in his congratulatory message, as we were saying yesterday, enjoined the aggrieved parties to approach court and not the streets. Yesterday, I was trying to make that, and I think I made an error, but we are clear on it now that the president was actually advising that they should not take to the street, but they should go to the court. And we are hearing that Labour Party is approaching. I think this is the first time Labour Party will get this number of elected persons into the National Assembly, and even get to this level in presidential election, and even trying to contest the result in court. It's a good move. Deti Baba Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate to Labour Party, has said that he claims that the Labour Party won this election. That is his claim. He's entitled to his opinion, but the party is taking a step to court, which is expected if you are aggrieved. But as we go on to listen to what they will present, we expect that they get real evidence, because we know that evidence is not easy to come by in this kind of situation, where you have a lot of election cancelled, you have ballot papers marred, ballot papers damaged, and all sorts of protest routes around the polling unit, because the polling officers couldn't upload, and some persons that were there that stood by after voting for hours waiting to see the result counted felt aggrieved, and quarrel came in that complains of not being able to upload results. And before you know it, some persons went into fighting, and the ballot boxes were destroyed. So what I'm trying to say is that let the people that are going to court get their evidences ready. Let them get the evidence they claim they have, or they say they have, to the court. And why not? The court is the last hope of the common man. And some of us believe that the court will do justice to the case, and whoever at the end of the day emerges victorious, whether the Labour Party or PDP eventually from the court, or the court still maintain that the APC presidential candidate won the election, why not? He's already the president, and all we enjoy Nigerians to rally around the president that God has given us, and see how we can move the country to the next level. But the issue of IRF and INEC back server, I think is a big issue, Amechi, which INEC need to come out clean to explain to Nigerians over and over again what happened to the IRF, what happened to the uploading transmission of results, because these were the assurances, as we said yesterday, that these were the things that gingered, let me use that word, Nigerians to go out to line up hours to vote, because they believed that their vote will count. And I think a little some disappointment here and there.
Okay, yeah, the president advising them not to take to the street, but I think at some point when he was in the opposition, he did take to the streets with the leaders of the APC then to protest, generate the reason why they went on the street. If you recall, they took a walk on the streets. Perhaps the president felt then there was every need to protest, but he believes maybe things have changed. Now that
okay, but we need to look at the reason, but I'm not sure it was election results.
Yeah, it's when the PDP when PDP was in power, there's this issue they took to the streets to protest.
Perhaps
to remind the president.
Was it the first subsidy removal in 2012?
No. That one is different. To remind the president that he also took to the streets as an opposition member at some point.
But peacefully. He wasn't by here. So I think that is where he's driving. I think peaceful gathering. I think there's no harm in having peaceful protest, procession,
it's legal,
but not the violence. And Amaechi, don't forget. The lessons from NSAS is still very fresh on our minds, and I am sure that is the reason why some persons didn't take to the street to go destructive, because the people are still paying for the destruction created during the NSAS. So I think that Nigerians are wiser. I congratulate Nigerians, the common man, that man that stood by at the polling unit to ensure that he cast his vote. I bet you there's one thing that is very funny that I overheard while coming here. Somebody saying that there was vote buying by way of people bringing food and drinks to those that are patiently waiting. I said that is a wrong argument to make. If you feel you want to help your brother or sister that is thirsty while you're trying to vote, is that vote buying? That is a lame argument. I overheard it somewhere. I think I don't agree with that argument.
Are you right?
I don't agree with that argument.
Are you right in your home?
Is it vote buying?
Inducement. In fact, you call it
the motive.
The technical word. The technical word is voter inducement.
Yes.
And you can induce with anything.
What was the motive of providing the refreshment?
Now, the truth, the good move we have seen from some foreign observers, especially some multilateral institutions, ECOWAS, African Union, they have been moving around. They have met with the candidates, the candidate that won and those that lost. We believe is confidence building, bridge building, trying to narrow differences. The concern of the whole world, the US and UK, releasing statements yesterday congratulating Nigerians and the winner for that election and stressing that due process must be followed in righting perceived wrongs. They are all concerned about a stable country. And he also is a priority that the country remains peaceful, stable. Every other thing, there's a legitimate process. We have just outlined to you the steps and the part of the requirements needed if you're going to the court. And I know by now, perhaps some team of lawyers may have been assembled by the opposition parties. The APC on his own will also be gathering his own counter evidence and all that. And that is simply the way to go.
Amaechi, there were 18 candidates in that election. One person has been returned president-elect. So one would expect that about